Today we're going to talk about pixie cuts, relaxers, thinning hair, sweating in the scalp, or just simply how to style your hair if your hair is shorter. How many products should you put in it? Should you put products in it at all? What is the most simplistic way to style short hair? Of all ages, all porosities, all textures, all races, all ethnic backgrounds, male and female. Let's get
I
into it.
am back. What it do, baby?
I hope that always gets you amped and ready to learn, right? But let's hop right into this. Now, the first thing that you need to do is work on your body from the inside out. And my number one blend is this blend from Simple Apothecary. And this is our chicory root and dandelion root blend that you saw me add a little bit of chicory root to. Here on the screen, you can see what everybody has to say about chicory root. And I'm telling you, if you're trying to shake a coffee addiction, oh my God, you will not miss coffee. I can absolutely guarantee it. So if you want to learn more, head over to my website, look through my reviews and testimonials. All the information will be left in the description box below. But this is one of my beauties, right? This video is almost 7 years old, and this is one of the comments or the conversations that started this conversation. So you can see I'm not just making stuff up, right? I remember this video vividly, this client vividly, even though it was years and years ago. I remember it so well because at the time she was at the beginning stages of CCCA. Well, right in the middle, like the crown of her head, she was experiencing a little bit of thinning. And of course, you couldn't hear it, but if you rewind it, you could see her touch the top of her head. And just pointed out like, hey, saying it's right here. Now, mind you, we live in the desert. So we're in Las Vegas, Nevada, where it's over 100 degrees in the summertime. So with her going through menopause and having hot flashes and being so hot all the time, we had to be realistic. Her getting a regular pixie cut, even if she did have a relaxer where we put heat in her hair, not that heat would damage it, but the second that I straighten it is going to revert back. So we had to do something that made it as simplistic as possible for her. So we did it as short as she was comfortable with in the back, and then I just evened everything up. Now, I am not a barber, so I always did a shear over comb method, and then I would pull out my T-liners, but I am not a barber. I stayed in my lane, but this was something that I was able to do, the shear over comb method, where I'm able to give proper elevation depending on what's going on in certain places in my client's head. Now, for you, the thing that you want to do is make sure you're able to find somebody who knows what they're doing. You want to find somebody who knows exactly how to give you the proper haircut to either camouflage issues that you're dealing with as you're on the road to recovery, or something that's just going to make it a little easier for you. Now, what I'm spraying in her hair right now is Silk Fusion Therapy. This is the product that I had when I still had my product line. And the product that you saw before in the white bottle that you saw me spraying was a scalp treatment. I was rubbing that into her scalp with the balls of my fingers. But now, instead of me using gels and oils and butters on her hair, I was using my Silk Fusion Therapy. Now, my formulation obviously is not the same as BioSilk, but just the fact that BioSilk went down the avenue of using silk proteins and hydrolyzed silk proteins as the way to the basis of their product line, that's why I'm bringing it up as something that's most similar to the product. So if you watch the videos that I did on BioSilk left in the description box below, you will see on both videos, on the live and on the actual video I did on BioSilk, I tell you that there are two different leave-in conditioners. The blue leave-in conditioner, the one with the blue top, is the one that I recommend if you're doing something like this. And All you would do, her only maintenance practice after this was shampooing her hair on a regular basis. She would shampoo her hair not every single day, but like every other day. By the second day, she couldn't take it anymore. She felt like her head was completely full of sweat and it was gross to her. So she was like, okay, she was shampooing her hair every 2 days, and then she would put on a little bit of conditioner. I taught her how to do it, emulsifying, even though it doesn't really need to be emulsifying, just spreading the conditioner over her hands and putting most of it on her fingertips, and really only focusing the conditioner on the hair that is not really touching the scalp, right? So the shorter hair. And then if you find it's like, okay, well, it's not long enough for me to do that, that is when I recommend rose water, not rice. Rose water's pH balance matches the natural pH balance of your hair. So that's the reason why I always have rose water within Simple Apothecary, because that is what she was directed to do. Instead of using a conditioner on your scalp, if your hair is really short, you can use rose water. Now, when I say use rose water, you think you take a bottle and empty it all on your head. No. All you would do is use either a cotton ball or a Q-tip and get a little bit of that rose water out and rub it across the scalp. And you can get a little bit of it, put it in your hand, and then rub it across your hair as you're leaving conditioner, because it matches the same pH balance of your hair. This is only my recommendation if you have shorter hair, because this is the only way we're going to ensure that you don't put conditioner on the scalp that blocks the follicle, right? You don't want to do that. So that's one option for you. Or you can use a product like BioSilk. BioSilk is not paying me. Y'all can, but they're not. A couple of their conditioners are not comedogenic, meaning they're not going to block the pores and follicles. I'm not telling you to completely saturate your hair in it. I still only want you to use about a dime size amount of conditioner if your hair is this length. But if you use that and you put it on the scalp, just try not to rub it into the scalp. Just set the intention that I'm only putting this on my hair. And I think that's the part that people miss. Anything that you do in life is a spiritual practice, especially hair that was first formed in your gut and is now manifested on your scalp. That is a spiritual practice. I don't care what anybody says. So, from that sense, you need to set intentions. What is my intention? Even if your hair is shorter, like her hair, okay, I'm putting conditioner in my hair. Why? Because I just shampooed it and I have to bring back that pH without blocking my pores and follicles. And sometimes using the wrong conditioner can do that. So that is why those are your two options. So this was her new haircut. It was very easy. It was very simplistic for her. There are no gels and creams on her hair. I did not saturate her hair with a bunch of oils and things of that nature. No, we are working with her natural texture for real. So that's one of the reasons that I really couldn't stand the whole team natural movement, because nobody was actually teaching their clients how to master their hair without slapping layers and layers and layers and layers of product on. I'm not leaving anything out. We're not missing anything. Now at this point, the only thing that I've done is added a little bit of foam wrap just around her perimeters and like her hairline in the back, because her texture is one of those textures that look really, really good without a relaxer. And this is just a little bit more leave-in. That's all. Just a little bit more leave-in for a couple of places and just a little holding spray she asked for. That is it, and that is all. And this is her new haircut that is making it really easy for her to deal with menopause. It's making it really, really easy for her to be able to move through her patterns and her routines in a really, really easy way that doesn't cause her to form all of these different practices that just cause so much stress and so much damage. Because if you are piling product after product after product on your scalp when your hair is this short, it's not on your hair, it is on your scalp. The itching that you have, that you run to oils and butters to combat, you can stop all of that because it's very simplistic. Think about it. When a man goes to get a haircut, they're not putting a whole bunch of grease and oil on their hair. No, they just cut, they get it to work, and then they go, right? So this next client, she is one of my older beauties too, right? But she was like, okay, I am not doing this natural stuff no more. I want to relax her. Okay, she's like, I want to relax her, and normally she's like doing braids and stuff like that. This was my first time doing her hair. Was it? Yeah, I think. I think it was. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll let y'all know by the next video. I'll know whether or not it was. But at this point that I'm doing her hair, right, what I'm using in this video, instead of Olaplex, I'm using Joico Defy Damage. It is Joico's version of Olaplex. Is it the same? Does it compare? In my opinion, no. But is it a good product? Absolutely. If you're not doing like super harsh color or anything like that, it's a really good product. And it's something that I use before her relaxer, to prepare her hair before the relaxer, right? So the complex of Joico Defy Damage is arginine. Arginine is one of the many amino acids that are within your body that go into making sure you have healthy hair, skin, and nails. And Joico's Defy Damage, their complex is based around arginine and a couple of other botanicals and vitamins and things of that nature. So I'll I'll add that product in the description box or on the screen, and then you guys can go check it out and do your research on that more. And I'll dive a little bit deeper into that whenever I do my full video on Joico, right? But oh, spooky relaxer. This is the thing that most women are scared of. This is the thing that we're running from, that we have to get away from, because apparently as a black woman, this is the one thing that will make it so when you go and you see your creator, finally your creator is going to tell you to get away, because as a black woman you gotta relax her, and that's not something that you're supposed to do. Well, I am here to tell you, woman, thou art loose, you are free, and no longer do you have to stand in shame because you want to bring that creamy crack back, huh? You can do it. There's nothing to it. And there's nothing holding you back but you. But it's time for you to get away from the shame. It's time for you to stop hiding and telling people, oh no, I just straightened it really good, but I'm still natural. I'm a straight natural. Let it go, okay? You can see my hair poking out. Do you see those curls poking out from behind the trees? Do you? I too. I haven't had a relaxer in years, all right? And when my hair was at a certain length, my love, I wasn't going out into the wild and into the jungle trying to put all of these different products on my hair, trying to figure out different ways to make it look silky and straight. Girl, bye. All that's on my hair is leave-in conditioner. And at the time, I had something else on my hair, but it was like a color putty thing, jigger, nothing but that. And I've already talked about that and how that's one of the mistakes that your girl had made, okay? But this is something that I really want y'all to get into, because when it comes to relaxers, even though I was just being silly, but I was playing, but not really playing, right? I need you to get out of this place of like if we're just being honest and we have a moment of accountability, because as you know, that's what my channel is all about. When you see a woman who hasn't combed her hair with the real comb or brush in 10 years and all she's been wearing her hair in is wash and goes and things of that nature, when you see her hair straightened out in comparison to a woman who has a relaxer, who's been going to the shop on a regular basis, keeping up with her trims, you see their hair straightened after, like, with no trim right before it's time for a trim, their 8-week trim. It's two completely different heads of hair. Not even right before they 8-week trim. Let's just see The woman who's been Team Natural for 10 years, you go into a hair salon, you let them do a detox shampoo treatment on your hair, give you a deep conditioning treatment, blow dry your hair, straighten it out, and take a picture. And then have another client that comes to the shop every 3 weeks or every time it's time for her to get a retouch on her relaxer, and she has a steady, uh, easy to follow regimen, right? You look at y'all hair when y'all finish doing the same service, getting a blowout, getting your hair shampoo, deep condition, a blowout, straightened, and then no trim yet. Take the picture and let's see whose hair looks better after 10 years. And it's a fact. Regardless of how much emotion you want to attach to it, it is a fact that the women who have been going towards and running towards Team Natural and trying product after product and hack after hack and avoiding the science of the human body, those are the women who have the damaged hair, not the women who've been getting relaxers done properly. Not women who have been getting their hair flat ironed properly on a regular basis. Their curls are boxing right back. And guess what? A couple of days out of the week, they wear their hair curly, but they don't make that their whole identity. And they haven't made a rage baiting war gang about it. Y'all have taken the term gang to a whole nother level. Because right now, at this point, this woman is not getting her hair relaxed because she's ashamed to be black. She's not getting her hair relaxed because, oh, she hates the way that her curly hair looks. No, it is out of convenience for her. You'll hear her say in a minute, when you see how she feels about her hair, you'll hear her say, like, Sam, I'm so done with this. Like, I was so tired of doing this hair thing and doing the braids and all of that and having to pop Tylenols and doing all of that. Like, I'm over it. I just want something easy and simple. Right? Because she had a routine after this. She was directed on exactly what to do when she shampoos her hair at home. She knew what foam wrap to use, what papers to use, and the truth of the matter is, she's like, hey, Sian, I don't need to have it all styled and stuff. I could slick it down and do the Jada Pickett. That works for me. So at the end of the day, the term that everybody likes to throw around, oh, I'm doing what works for me. No, you do what works for you based on the science of the human body. Not what works for you based on whatever your favorite YouTuber then said or whatever your favorite person to follow has said. Because when you follow the science of the human body, there's no separation. There's no rage or race baiting. There's no putting hair in different compartments. None of that. Because the whole hair care segregation thing is over in 2025. It's over. Whether people are accepting that it's over or not, it is over. It's over. And product by product by product, I'm going to break down the different products that professional cosmetologists have been using for years. So far, I bought you Salern, right? That product has been around since the 70s. And the other product that I just brought you, which was BioSilk, has been around since the 80s. We are in 2025. So for every black woman who says that we don't have products that work for our hair and this or this and all of that, and how every 5 minutes it's a new scandal, it's because y'all are going to products that have been out for 5 minutes, when the products that y'all need to be using have been on the market for decades. For decades. BioSilk has been in the market and in the industry since the 80s, since like 1982. And the owner of the original creator is a businessman from Palestine. It's been going on for years. And it is amazing, an amazing product line. When you look at the history, when you look into the actual chemical formulations of the products, they're amazing. And they actually have all of the oils, all of the herbs, all of the things that black women just need. They're already in the products. But you don't know that because there's not a black woman on the bottle. Well, guess what? On BioSilk, there was, like I said, there's a man who You don't even know what race he is because their pictures are not on the products, nor does the product say, oh, only made for women from Palestine. No, that's not what it says. No, just because that's where the owner's from, absolutely not. When we're talking about Salerm hair products, there's nothing on the bottle that says for my Dominicans, nothing. This is for blowouts, for curly hair, for women who have curly hair. No, it doesn't happen. When you look at the bottle, all it talks about is the science. Silk amino acid, silk proteins, all is talking of B5, vitamin B3. That's all you see. You don't see nothing about the color of nobody's skin or somebody's ethnic background on the bottle. Yet and still, if you a black woman, you're not gonna go buy a product unless they have your face on it. We're so free that you've chosen the chains that your ancestors fought to get you up out of. Why are we fighting so hard to have them segregate us and say only these products for black women when none of the other product lines are like that? No, we're not letting it happen. Not in 2025. It stops here. So when we are talking about different ways to wear your hair when your hair is short, I think the main issue is that most of us are stuck into this hack mind frame. Don't get upset with me, hear me out. When you're stuck in a hack mind frame, right? All of the simplistic ways that you do hair, your mind can't accept the fact that there's not a complication. If you are a man, for an example, right, and you're growing your hair out, all you need to do is shampoo your hair, condition it the same way that we talked about at the beginning of the video from the first client that I had, right? And then you leave your hair alone, bro, until it gets long enough for you to braid. And then when it's long enough for you to braid it. If you just leave it sitting on top of your head, it's going to tangle, and eventually it's going to tangle, and then it's going to start breaking off. You're going to have a problem retaining length. Do something with it. And the easiest thing for you to do is just braid it up, get it out of the way. But you're not supposed to be touching your hair every 5 minutes. My favorite rapper is Big Sean, right? And if you go back and look at his page, Big Sean started with a fro and with a lineup, the same way that my very first client did. That man just simply wore his hair exactly like my clients did. My first client did, until it got long enough for him to braid. When his hair was long enough for him to braid, you can clearly tell, because once again, he my favorite rapper, so was on his Instagram. He has a hairstylist, a cosmetologist, who shampoos his hair, detoxes his scalp, gives him a deep conditioning treatment, blow dries, not air dries, but blow dries that man's hair, and puts the braids back in. He don't keep the braids in longer than a couple of weeks, and then the braids are removed, the cycle is repeated, and then there you go. That's it. That's all. That man's hair is longer than most women that are listening to the sound of my voice right now. And that's it. He ain't doing no hacks. He ain't standing upside down, putting Butterfinger juice on his hands and on his hair. None of that. Keep it simple. Keep it simplistic. So when you ask me, oh, Sia, what do you do for people with shorter hair? You just avoid the scalp. Everything stays the same. The patterns and routines stay the same. And in my next video, I'm going to do a compilation of my hair from the time that I shaved my hair to present day. So you can see that my patterns have stayed the same. And then you'll see what I mean, that little I call it my awkward stage, kind of shorter, like that little in-between stage where my hair wasn't long enough to braid, it wasn't long enough to blow dry, it wasn't long enough to flat iron, that stage, right? So when I do the full compilation, I'll show you that. But in that stage, I did my hair the exact way that I told you the very first lady did. That's it. That's all. That's why I was able to use hair paint wax in that video, because my hair was shampooed that night. These are the things that I want you to think about. Hair care is not hard. It is not difficult. It is not something that you have to spend a whole lot of money on. You should not be spending 30% of your check on hair products, okay? Shorter hair does not mean that you have to do something different than the women that I've been talking to here on my channel. The length doesn't have anything to do with anything, because regardless, your scalp is still there. Whether your hair is long or short, your scalp remains the same, right? So I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. But let's see and hear what she has to say.
I like my hair short better, because it's like people always try to make it seem like, oh, you only beautiful if you got long hair. So if you could be beautiful with short hair, it just, I don't know, I think that's why I like
tried everything to make myself feel good about with the long hair, the bob, the everything. But this is more me. That's it.
I'm gonna be so fine.
And all I got to do is tie it.
Yep. Yeah.
I ain't got nothing else to worry.
And then in the morning,
I'm done with hair.
Yep.
I'm done with the braids.
Ooh,
I'm done with
beautiful.
I'm just like, this is what I need.
And that's what I don't.
Hey, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
She had me do it. It wasn't my fault.
Oh yes, it was.
I am glad.
To give her the side. Because
Where y'all at?
like this way, and I'm not just trying to make you feel better.
So